Still teen. Tell all the queens how it be. Get tens or chop off the panel, you nuts.
All right, 347-709-0655 is the number to dial. You tune into the hottest station on the Internet Nation. I have the icon, pioneering ballroom DJ, Relentless. Say what's up, DJ Relentless. Hey there.
How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good. Just lounging about in the villa.
I know that's right. Welcome to Ballroom Scene Radio, by the way.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Whoa. We have a surprise show for y'all. Hope y'all tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 10 o'clock. And we're going to start off like this. So, DJ Relentless, a.k.a. Jade Electra. We have so much to cover. First of all, is there anything you want to say out there to your fans?
Thank you for those who supported me over the years. I'm sure quite a few of you probably didn't realize that DJ Relentless and Jade Electra were the same person. Although over the past few years, I've sort of kind of been a little more out about that, but I kind of kept them separate for a long time.
All right. So you know, this is something that everybody's not familiar because, you know, you started out first as, you know, DJ Relentless, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, the name Relentless came about probably about 95, and I actually got it from a customer who said that I was relentless on the decks, and
all right.
So it kind of stuck.
Yes.
Yeah, but I just kind of, I liked the name, and so I adopted it then, but like before then, it was just my real name, Alfonso King, and, you know, I was kind of in the background of a lot of things, but most people didn't realize, you know, that I was a drag queen and also a DJ at the same time. Do you want me to start where I came in?
Whoa. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with, let's take it back a little bit. We're going to start off in the beginning. You know, I wanted to ask a question. One of the things I ask everyone on the show, you know, just to break the ice is, how was it for you, you know, growing up as, you know, can I say your real name? Alfonso King.
Uh-huh.
At home, you know, before you know, knowing that you were, you know, different and you know, coming out and, you know, experiencing anything of the lifestyle. How was it for you growing up as a child at home? What was your experience like?
Well, let's see. I mean, it's my story. I'm very open about it, but like I came from a broken home, obviously. My mom wasn't really around because she was in and out of prison for drug use and drug trafficking, and my father wasn't around. So I was raised by my grandmother, and then my grandmother died in 82. So I mean, I bounced around from relative to relative. So it was kind of known that I was gay, but you know, I did go and stay with my father for a time. And he wasn't very accepting of it. So I left home at 16 and started taking care of myself. I finished high school and went to college on my own.
Young man, huh?
So,
young man.
So, but,
don't be ashamed. You know, that's first of all, it's very encouraging and very strong of you, you know, to come on the air and, you know, and say that, you know. A lot of people in our community come from the same influence, and you'd be surprised how many kids go through similar things.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not surprised. That's just the reality of a lot of young black gay people. You know, the family isn't accepting, so you end up having to go and live with different relatives and stuff like that, or wherever you can to survive. I mean, fortunately, I've only been homeless like once, and it was mainly because I just was stubborn and I didn't want to go back home. Because my father told me, like, oh, you'll be back, and I was determined to make sure that I didn't go back. So, you know, I did what I needed to do to keep myself alive, but I still went to school, I still went to work, even though I was homeless.
Wow.
So,
amazing. It's okay, you know, because a lot of people started off rough. You know, you lose the game before you even start to play. You know, you just gotta work your way up. You know, I was a period of one time the same. You know, there was times I didn't want to be home. You know, and I chose to go out. You know, and you know, be free. So,
Yeah.
once you discovered yourself, how did your family take it?
Well, I mean, like I said, I think they always knew. Ever since I was a small child, when the holidays came along and we were performing for the family, I was the first one to go and run and grab my grandmother's wigs. And, I was always the girl in the show, darling.
A lot of people come on this show and they are scared to admit. I'm not gonna say names. I am putting people on the spot, but a lot of people are scared to admit, if they did drags back in the days. Like, what is it with that? Like, is everybody really that shook?
No, unfortunately,
we go to balls, right? We clap for voguing and we clap for, fag out categories and stuff like that. So we shouldn't really be, scared to express who we really are.
Well, but the thing about it is that unfortunately we are still, as gay black men, we are taught to kind of in this self-loathing thing where you don't want to be effeminate, or you don't, or if you are, you either are extremely effeminate or you butch it up so you can appear to be all man. And, I never had to worry about that. My grandmother never put any roles on me. I was just who I was. So if I said I wanted to play with the doll, I played with the doll. If I wanted to help her in the kitchen and learn how to cook, I learned how to cook.
That's right.
It wasn't, it wasn't this like, oh, well, you're a boy and so you're supposed to play with this truck or whatever. Whatever I said I wanted to play with, that's what I got to play with. And so I didn't have that kind of mentality. And it's funny, one of the last interviews I did, I got ridiculed after the interview by the interviewer because I said that, and also, I'm not going to name the person or whatever, but his show is no longer on, so there you have it. But anyway, he asked me something about being feminine or whatever, and I explained to him that sports, like organized religion in sports, to me, taught me about masculinity and femininity and stuff like that. And I said the reason why was because, like, in sports and with organized religion, it's a group of people getting together and they believe that something is going to happen. And so, at sports games, it's a group of people for their team. They're cheering and they're carrying on. And in religion, organized religion, these groups of people, they get together and they pray and they want, whatever it is that their God wants to happen. And so I was explaining that those things sort of kind of taught me in my head when I was young about what is masculine and what is feminine and where we all stand on it. I think we are all both.
Right.
And it's just what you act on.
Wow.
And until you're told otherwise, like kids don't, with anything, kids don't see race or color. It's not until they're told that, there's a difference between, this person and that person. If you never tell them that, they never know that. So I was never told that there was a difference between boys and girls other than, like, I could obviously see the girls were prettier, and that's kind of what I wanted in a way. And also my grandmother, she used to braid my hair. I had really long hair when I was a kid. And she owned a rooming house, so older men would come to pay their rent, and they would say, oh, what a cute little girl, and she didn't correct them. And they would hand me money. And they would say, oh, here's $1 for the little girl. And that, so these are early memories of mine that, like, sort of kind of formed who JADE ELEKTRA became. Because of, in my mind, I was a little girl for that moment at least, even though I knew I was a boy. So, and I've never had feelings of being a transsexual. So, like, I enjoy being a boy. I like the fact that I am a boy. I like the fact that I can be pretty some days and I can be just as ugly on others.
Wow.
So,
you think it has to do with expressing yourself and feeling comfortable about it?
Oh, I mean, it took me a while to get there, and I mean, this is probably going to be even more information than what you asked for. But I was molested as a child, so you know, that also played a big part in me and my sexuality. And
Wow.
you know, I went to therapy and talked about these things and learned to accept myself because of in the molestation. I was molested by an uncle who basically played upon. You know, my sexuality. He knew that I was gay,
Wow.
and he played upon that, and sort of that was part of the seduction in the game, that I got to be the little girl that I wanted to be in my play world with him. And so, you know, I know a lot of people are probably freaking out right now because, oh, how did he say that on or whatever? But I'm very open about those kind of things because I think hopefully by me sharing my story, someone out there will hear this and accept themselves and not beat themselves up, because I did for many years. Beat myself up about what happened to me when I was a kid, and I blamed myself and all of those things, when in actuality I had no control over what was going on. I was a kid. I was 7 years old. So, you know.
Wow. Well, you know, this is Ballroom Scene Radio. There's been lots of scandals, you know, that came through the show. But you know what? You know, that is very respectable. You know, that you can come on and comfortably talk about that, you know, because that means that you have overcome this issue and you've learned off of it, and you obviously can educate about it.
Well, that, and also, I mean, all of our experiences make up who we are. And once you realize that and you understand that, then you don't have to, like, worry about things like that. I mean, I'm going to drop another bombshell in case for those who don't know me or don't know anything about me. I'm HIV positive. I have been for, like, almost 26 years now. All the things that I was afraid of, they've all happened. So when all your fears actually happen, there's nothing left for you to fear. So I don't fear about someone talking about me because I'm HIV positive. I told you, so there's no scandal in that. I'm not afraid that someone finds out that I'm a drag queen, even though they saw some DJ in the booth that they thought was kind of cute, and then they, you know how some of the people are. They're like, oh, well, you know, I heard that he does drag, and oh, she's a girl, and blah blah blah. Well, ask my husband. I'm not a girl. You know, I play one on a stage. That's about it.
A lot of people think because I kiki on the radio, you know, and I, you know, goof around and stuff like that, that in real life they expect me to really be like that. They come, you know, at the ball, they call me girl, and, you know, until I step to them or I say something and I put them on the spot and make them look right, you know, you got to check them. You know, then they come around and, you know, that's what I guess you say you earn your respect. But you know what? Let's, because, you know, that's a little too much. Let's go into the next thing. Now that y'all got a little light of the pioneering, okay. You know, let's get into, you know, when you did find the lifestyle and you felt free and you felt comfortable in you know, the clubs and your golden days. Let's talk about that. You know, what were some of the clubs that were in, you know, when you came out and officially was on the scene?
Well, I mean, originally, of course, I came out in Tampa, Florida. I didn't move to New York until '92.
Wow.
And, you know, I sort of... I mean, I'm happy that I got there when I did, and some amazing stuff happened when I got to New York. Actually, right after I got to New York, I'll never forget this. The Rodney King beating had happened, and they were planning literally the week that I moved there, because it was at the end of April of '92. There was a demonstration being planned for the city. Wow. Now, coming from Tampa, Florida, and I